Hey girls, so I was reading this thread on the internet and it honestly triggered me a little bit. So I was just really curious what my fans think, and as well as anyone else who watches this video and feels like leaving a comment. What was the best generation for video games? Because, the video game industry is split up into generations or eras. Pretty much everyone just calls them generations or gens. Like the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox generation, that was the 6th generation. The 360, PS3, and Wii, 7th. The Wii U was honestly kind of like a gray area. I consider that 7th generation, but other people would consider it 8th for valid reasons. And the PS4, Xbox One, the Switch, those are all 8th generation. We are currently in the 9th generation. And so on and so on. But the question is, which of these is the best? Seriously, which of these is the best? Because I saw a thread where everybody was just jerking off the 7th generation, saying that, oh dude, the Xbox 360 and PS3, that was the best generation. And I have no problem with people thinking that, because I honestly completely understand why they would think that. But I completely disagree. And someone made a very good point, and this is honestly what I believe. The overwhelming majority of people will list their favorite generation as the one that they grew up with, the one they grew up playing when they were a little kid and they had responsibility, and they did not have responsibilities. They could just go to school, come home, and play games all day. Like, for me, that was the PlayStation 2 generation, the 6th one. Like the PS2 and the Xbox and the GameCube and the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast is another one of those like gray area where it's really a 6th generation, but it's also kind of a 5th. But like, that's semantics. I don't really want to argue about that. What is your favorite generation? Tell me, because I'm very freaking curious. I honestly might do a community poll. But for me, it's absolutely the PS2 generation. Now, a lot of stinkers came out during the PS2 days. Really, a lot of licensed games, they were just complete and utter stinkers. And a lot of bad games in general too. But there were so many games that came out then, so many good ones. Like, I'm not even going to start listing any here, because I would be here all day. Like, literally would be here all day. And the funny thing is, my favorite games of all time, my two favorites, came out in the 7th generation for the 360 and the PS3. Which is funny, but like, I think about it in an overall aspect. Like, for me, overall, it would be the PS2 generation, the 6th gen, because I grew up playing it. So I'm really curious if any of you girls do not believe that. Like, let's say you were born in the 90s. You grew up with a PS1, PS2, fucking all that stuff. You grew up in the 5th and 6th generations. Maybe the PS4 generation was your favorite, the 8th. I'm really curious. What is the best console generation ever made? I'm sure no one's going to say like the 1st or 2nd, because those are the dinosaur ages. No one was alive back then. Some people would say the 4th, because, the SNES is really good. Like I said, for me, it was the 6th. The PS2, guys. Literally great. Also, notice, I just said guys. Girls. No, like, seriously, like I said in the past, I welcome everybody. I welcome the guys. I welcome the girls. I welcome the theys, the non-binary pals. I just say girls, literally to be different. That's it. To, break the standard. Because the average YouTuber's intro is, hey guys. And I don't like that. I don't like that. That's why I say hey girls. But let me know what you think. Bye girls.